Chuck Todd of MSNBC is not happy with one particular way that cable news networks are covering the search for the plane, and he summed it up in a tweet. He said, "Another day of breaking news based on finding nothing, or in other words, not breaking news." He goes on to say, "I know it may look like I'm casting stones while potentially living in a glass house, but the mistakes of one news org hurts all of us," and he believes that it could hurt the idea of media. He goes on to say, "Then it becomes the media is abusing breaking news. No, it's not the media in general." Now, there he was referring to the fact that CNN had a breaking news headline, "Nothing has happened in terms of finding the plane." Now, he correctly predicted there that he could potentially be living in a glass house, and it did not take long before people found screenshots of MSNBC shows that had the breaking news along with no actual information. You're seeing some of them there. No trace has been found.
That's breaking.
Breaking news. Every minute, in fact, it breaks. Here, even more incriminating, you actually see Chuck Todd.
Oh, that's tough, Chuck, huh? That's tough to get it thrown right in your
forget
face.
this is all on videotape.
Yeah.
Wow. And that came, by the way, Chuck Todd's, his tweet was, I think, at 5:15. His was at
5:02, something like that.
5:15, and then they busted his balls at 6:43.
Yeah.
So it didn't take long for him to find that screenshot and bust his balls back on that.
Yeah, and look, I have to imagine the Daily Show probably would have had a great compilation of that. And it's not just CNN, it's not just MSNBC. I'm sure Fox, all of them are. They're milking this the way they do when a young blonde white girl gets kidnapped or something like that, or a wife kills her husband. They'll milk the court case for months. It just happens to be flavored in terms of avionics this time. And it's sick that they need money so desperately that they're willing to tailor 24 hours of unnecessary news around one sensationalistic story like this.
Right, and that's the key word there. Sorry, Jimmy, but the sensationalism. That's how they sell the news. That's how they keep an audience hooked. And one thing that I can tell you that is absolutely true is a lot of the producers that work in television think that their audience is stupid. And I know that because when I made an appearance on one cable news network, and I'm not going to name which one, the executive producer of the show told me, one of the things you have to keep in mind when you make an appearance on our show is that our audience is stupid. And I'm quoting him verbatim. So as a result, they think that they need to,
What the flick?
Huh? This was on television. They have to, flash shiny things on screen, and they have to, find really stupid stories so their audience stays. But if they look at their ratings and how it's diminishing very rapidly, their theory, or I should say their hypothesis, about their audience is absolutely inaccurate. So I like that they think their audience is stupid. Please keep treating them like they're morons.
And they'll come
that way they'll come to us, where we treat them at like the intelligent human beings that they are, people who want real information.
So this is happening today. That happened this morning. He tweeted that, and they busted his balls back at 6:40 something a.m. Eastern time. So has Chuck Todd come back yet? Do we know anything about this yet? Is he?
That I don't know. Now, I would say I do think that it's a case of hypocrisy in that he should have known that MSNBC has been doing this as well. Obviously, he should have known that.
What a shitty reporter. You don't even know what's going on in your own house? You know what I'm saying? Are you kidding me? Chuck, when you point the finger at,
Yeah. No, but the thing is, I would say, although it is cowardly, I don't expect Chuck Todd to attack MSNBC, both because mostly because he wants to keep his job, and we know that MSNBC is willing to fire someone if they do something that offends a different network, let alone if it was to offend the higher ups at MSNBC. He would be gone.
Yeah, can I jump in? And I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I do want to point to this one possibility. Oftentimes when you're on camera, you don't know what's going on with chyrons. Like, you don't see it.
Yes, and you certainly don't plan it.
Yeah, so you don't plan it, you're not part of it. In a lot of cases, especially with major news networks, you just show up and read a script. Let's keep it real. So there's a huge possibility that he had no idea what any of the chyrons said. So he might have not seen.
Couldn't you also give that benefit of the doubt to CNN, and so maybe he should shut up? By the way, he's a reporter. So if he can't even report on his own freaking news report, then he's a shitty reporter.
Well, but I would say, just in terms of clarifying how hypocritical it is, he wasn't saying that a particular host on CNN is to blame because during their show they ran the chyron. He was saying the network. So he's including the producers and the graphics people. But I think that, look, whether he was hypocritical or not, I'm not as interested in that as they need to learn from this. Not just that it's stupid to put up a breaking news chyron with no new information, but it's stupid to spend so much time on this that you feel the need to make idiotic graphics like this. If there was actual news, feel free to put 5, maybe 8 minutes at the top of a news hour about the search for the plane, but when you're tailoring your whole hour around it, you should be ashamed, not just the journalist, but the network as a whole, about what you have become.